Oh my gosh, this is heaven, right? Something tells me that somebody's got a green thumb.
Back where you see the high peaks back here is over 3 billion years old.
What? Tell me you were a little surprised by the baby bison.
You can't not be surprised by a baby bison.
You know, it's important for me to pass what I'm doing on to the generations.
Everybody's collaborative. We're all trying to lift up the entire community.
This is going to be something special. Hi, and welcome to Great Places to Live, where we explore cities across the country that are especially great for folks 50 and up, whether you're planning your next chapter or just want to live well. We are here in Sheridan, Wyoming, aka the Cowboy State. Now, just landed not that long ago, and I gotta tell you, I already feel the crackle in the air here. Sheridan has an incredibly rich history, one that spans 140 years, and one that tells the tale of the American West. It's all built on the foundation of a super tight-knit community of about 19,000. By many measures, Sheridan is a great place to live, especially if you want to live your best years every year. AARP tracks this in its annual Livability Index, which, by the way, is a fantastic resource if you're looking for the cities and communities that match your lifestyle so that you can live well at every stage. If you're searching for a community that keeps you engaged, well, look no further. Sheridan knocks it out of the park with a perfect score of 100 on the Livability Index. Now, when we measure social and cultural engagement, we're actually looking at a whole host of factors, including how culture, the arts, and entertainment play a role in a community. On that note, the Brinton Museum checks all the boxes. It's a stunning showcase of the history and the art of the American West, and it just so happens to house the workshop of celebrated local artist Jim Jackson. His exceptional craftsmanship in the art of leather carving has made him famous worldwide, and it's embodied in the iconic tradition known simply as Sheridan style. You started leather carving when you were about 14 years old. In a nutshell, what does your art bring to the community and vice versa?
I always feel that if you're sunk into a culture, it becomes part of who you are. And so I hope a lot of my experience in this area has kind of come through me, and it's in the work.
I'm curious about how you share your knowledge with people who might be coming by.
How's it going? Hi, guys.
People come out here and talk about leatherwork, stamp up a flower to show them the process. I get involved with the history a little bit, and just to make sure that they get a feel for this part of our culture. They start looking at it in a different way. It's not just something, that they can use. It's something that takes you beyond that, and it holds that culture. It's important for me to pass what I'm doing on to the generations. That's why I'm out here. I'm trying to give back to the community as much as I can.
It's this living thing that's coming through the tips of your fingers.
That's exactly what I want. So
it's gorgeous.
Thanks for telling me that.
I'm so honored, honestly. Thank you so much.
Well, my pleasure.
Well, here's the good news. You don't have to dig deep to find good health resources in Sheridan. The Sheridan Memorial Hospital has consistently been named as a top-rated rural hospital for the past 10 years. And now access to a good hospital like that is hugely important, right? But so is access to good, healthy food. Rooted in Wyoming is a local organization that knows all about that. Something tells me that somebody's got a green thumb.
We're standing in the middle of Rooted in Wyoming's teaching garden, and it's comprised of about 28 raised beds, and we grow everything from peppers to onions to tomatoes to squash to cucumbers.
You just rattled off the entire produce section of my supermarket.
So Rooted in Wyoming started back in 2016. It's a 501c3, but it's based around connecting communities through local food.
You also have a really deep connection to the Hub, which is another important place in Sheridan.
The Hub on Smith is a community center here in Sheridan. We harvest lettuce and tomatoes and cucumbers and things like that, peppers for use in their cafeteria to feed the community of people that come to that center. Actually, Patty, I'm just getting ready to take a delivery. If you'd like to come along,
Sure.
I can show you that.
Hey, how are you, David?
Great, how are you doing? Actually got some produce from Ridges that we wanted to share. Yeah, some bell peppers and some summer squash.
Excellent. Thank you.
Man.
I appreciate you guys.
I've heard a lot of people chat about the Hub on Smith. When I first heard it, I was like, is that like a famous restaurant in town? What's going on? It is not just a senior center, is it?
No, this is not just a senior center. Our main focus is seniors, but we believe that by taking care of seniors, we take care of the whole community. We also have transportation, door to door. One of the things that anybody can come and do. Tai Chi and yoga and art classes, and we have a 60-person choir. So a lot of ways to engage in different activities.
One of the groups that you have a really close connection to is rooted in Wyoming.
Yes.
We're both in the world of food and meeting the needs of food insecurities. Just the partnership there started because they're trying to get food into people's hands that need it. And we have a huge meals program. We serve over 100,000 meals a year. Their partnership helps us out.
What does that mean to you?
I think it's one thing about Sheridan that I really love is that everybody's collaborative. We're all trying to lift up the entire community. Our whole purpose is to help people age well and age in place.
I love it. Thank you so much, Ryan. You know, when a place has been around as long as Sheridan has, local legends are going to be part of the territory. Case in point, ta-da, the Mint Bar. It's more than just the town watering hole. So, Kat, I feel like someone just wrenched me out of my world and dropped me into a time capsule here. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do, because I have been here 11 years and I still see something new all the time, which is great. Grab a drink and start at our front door and work your way through.
When people come into town, they don't know what this place is. How would you even begin to describe what the Mint Bar is?
We are as much a museum as we are a bar. We're a really big part of our town's history, but we're also a really big part of Western history.
And I know that you guys see all kinds of things come through that front door.
I think last year we had everything from a 40-year-old Harley riding talking parrot to somebody asked if they could bring a service animal in, and it was a baby bison.
That has got to be a first, right? For you?
Yes.
Please
Yes.
tell me you were a little surprised by the baby bison.
That's one of those you can't not be surprised by a baby bison.
I know that the Mint Bar does a lot of work outside of the bar itself to give back to the community.
So the reason the bar has been here for 118 years is because the community. That is one of the reasons we are so into giving back, and we have a great platform to do it. Every event that you see going on at the bar, that money is being given to charity. So for our street dance, that always goes back to the food group, which helps feed children. We just had our annual Cowboy Disco Ball. That money goes back to cancer victims that need wigs. And one of the great things about this community, that when something happens, everybody rallies. But that's one of the great things about Sheridan is that sense of community, and we get to be a big part of that.
Oh my gosh, this is heaven, right? This is amazing. No wonder then that on the Livability Index, Sheridan was a standout on the environment rating. That means access to clean air and clean water and land that's free of pollution. But you know what? People don't come here just because it's pretty. And nobody seems to understand that better than the people at the Sheridan Community Land Trust. For over 15 years, the volunteers there have been building and maintaining this incredibly vast network of trails that has really become the backbone of outdoor life here. Now, I know that you have a very distinguished science background. I mean, you studied seismology, you studied hydrology. So tell me, how ancient is some of the rock that is in this area that we might even be standing on?
Oh my goodness, it ranges from very recent, within the last 100,000 years, maybe something like that. And then if you look behind me, you can see the Bighorn Mountains. It's about 1.1 billion years.
Wow.
And then back where you see the high peaks back here, that's a metamorphic province, which is over 3 billion years old.
What? 3
So, yeah,
billion?
Yep, it goes
That's-
way, way back. And then there's everything in between, and we're real lucky here.
So Steve, tell me why this work is so important to you. Obviously, you're doing it because it means something to you, but what does it mean to work on these community trails?
I think for me, it's a sense of community, but being connected with people.
So you've taken some folks on some pretty steep hikes.
Yeah, some of it's pretty strenuous last week. I had never been there, didn't know what to expect, and it was rugged.
What kind of age range are we talking about for that trip?
Our youngest was in her mid to late 50s. I'm 68. Another 68-year-old woman, someone who was 73, 74, and 76 was the oldest.
Impressive.
I think it's important for young people to see what it's going to be like when they're older, and that we can still participate. They look at me and they go, well, that guy's like 100 years old, he can't do anything, and I can.
And there you have it, Sheridan, Wyoming, a truly unspoiled piece of the American West. From carrying on a time-worn tradition to learning about the Earth's history, to growing food for neighbors in need, and preserving the beauty of the tall tale. The people here in this community feel so genuinely passionate about it and passionate about connecting to each other. And that's what makes it a truly great place to live. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. To find out how your hometown stacks up, check out the AARP Livability Index at aarp.org/Livability Index.